Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shane's World, the weekly show where we break down the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture news. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the news. Up first, we have a new Alien film is moving forward and going straight to Hulu, with Fede Alvarez directing and Ridley Scott, the originator of the franchise, producing. Now, of course, Fede Alvarez started off his career hot with Evil Dead remake, awesome freaking movie, and then Don't Breathe, which was so damn good. But ever since then, for me, he's kind of missed. You know, his Girl with the Dragon Tattoo sequel wasn't very good. Don't Breathe 2, he didn't direct, he produced it. It was kind of a miss. It wasn't as good as the first one. Ridley Scott's interesting because, yes, the Alien films were great, and he has some great films in his filmography, even more recent ones like The Martian, but more in last year's, The Last Duel was really damn good as well. But more than not, he does miss lately in his career. But this Alien film does get me excited. There's also a new Predator film apparently coming out later this year, going straight to Hulu. So it's interesting that they're taking these R-rated Fox iconic properties and putting them on Hulu. I think that's a smart choice to get Hulu some new subscribers. I hope this kind of brings Fede back up into the limelight for me personally, and I hope Ridley Scott, I hope he actually is producing, and I'm sure he will because the Alien franchise is like his baby. I hope it's not like a Steven Spielberg producing Transformers type of producing credit where he just like showed up for one meeting and that was it, didn't really have any involvement. But nonetheless, I'm excited for this Alien movie. Not really any plot details released, doesn't say if, Sigourney Weaver is going to be involved or not, but nonetheless, I am excited. I'm excited for every Alien movie until I see a trailer. Then usually that sometimes can be where the excitement dies down just a tad. Now, speaking of long-awaited sequels, it looks like we're finally getting a sequel to I Am Legend. Will Smith confirmed it on his Instagram, confirmed that he's coming back as the star and producer of the film, and joining him will be, sensational actor Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger himself. This is exciting. I loved I Am Legend. I can't believe we've waited this long without getting any sort of continuation. I'm glad Will Smith's coming back. I'm curious to see who Michael B. Jordan's going to be playing in this. Will Will Smith have a new dog? It's 15 years later. Will he have a new companion, or is that companion Michael B. Jordan? We'll have to wait and see. I'm curious to see what the story is. I'm curious to see, does Will Smith, maybe they want this to be a continuing franchise. Maybe Will Smith bites it in this one, and then Michael B. Jordan picks up the baton and becomes the new face of the I Am Legend franchise. We'll have to wait and see, but the first film's great. We'll have to wait and see if this is a well-deserved sequel, or if this is too little, too late type of situation, like many long-awaited sequels have been. Now, the next piece of news is, personally exciting. Secret Stash Press has been announced at Dark Horse Comics. If you don't know what that is Kevin Smith's new publication company for creating comic books. He has one called, I think it's called Masquerade, that it's coming out later this year, which is awesome. And then he's got one that I think is called Quick Stop, which is focused in his View-esque universe. That's the one I'm really excited for because I love that universe, and I'm glad we're going to see some sort of continuation. I'm pumped for this, Recently, I've kind of decided to lay off the monthly comic books and just get the trade paperbacks when they come out. Comic books are expensive, man. For one Batman comic, it's like $5.99, and it's not worth it. It's just not. As much as I love Batman, not worth it. Save your money and get the trades. But this is exciting. This I can see myself getting the monthlies for, especially the View-esque universe ones. I love Kevin Smith. He's one of the people I look up to in life and aspiring to be an entertainer. So I'm so pumped for this. I can't wait to see what kind of stories come out of this. I saw Tim Sheridan talking about it, so whether he gets a book or not. If you don't know who that is, he did Titans Academy. He's doing Flashpoint Beyond with the great Jeff Johns. He's involved in the DC animated stuff like the Superman Beyond Tomorrow or whatever the new one was called, but he's a great writer, so I'm curious to see what comes out of the Secret Stash Press. Hopefully some great stuff. Now, as you can see on my shirt, I'm all about the Batman nowadays, especially if you're following me on TikTok. I'm all about the Batman. So we're going to be talking about the new spin-off series coming from the Batman. Yes, we all know about the Penguin series, which I'm very excited for after seeing the movie. This one is an Arkham Asylum series that's going to be set in the universe, and if you've seen the movie, I won't spoil anything, but some interesting characters could come out of this, and we could see some lesser-known characters maybe that will, jump into, like a Professor Pig. I think he'd be great in a Batman sequel, and they could develop him in this series. I think it's great. I like this whole Bat universe they're doing, like the DCEU it's got some good stuff. It's got some bad stuff. It is what it is. But this Bat universe could be very exciting. Get the Batman, then we got the Penguin series, and this Arkham Asylum series that lead into Batman 2, and we could get Robins and all this kind of cool stuff. And this I'm very excited for. I love the Arkham Asylum games. I'm curious if Pattinson will show up for an episode or two of this to, visit somebody, or someone breaks out of Arkham. Maybe at the end of the season, they kind of integrate the Arkham Asylum storyline. That'd be really sick. Can't wait for this show. I'm all about the Batman nowadays. Loved that fucking movie. Next up, speaking of dead people at Arkham Asylum, The Walking Dead is getting another spin-off. Yes, this final season, season 11, doesn't quite feel like a final season, does it? Because of all these spin-offs. Daryl and Carol are getting one that takes place after The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead's kind of doing its own thing, which I enjoy because I like that show. The World Beyond was kind of its own thing. For now, at least, we're getting the Rick movies. We're getting Tales from The Walking Dead later this year. That's kind of its own thing. But now we're getting another sequel to The Walking Dead called Isle of the Dead, which is a cool title on its own. It's going to take place in New York City, which that's super cool because we've never seen that in the Walking Dead universe yet. And it's going to have Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Maggie, Lauren Cohan, as the two main characters. Now that's fascinating because if you watch the show, if you even read the comics, there's a very tense, very interesting dynamic between the two of them, and the actors, they have such great chemistry. They did The Walking Dead together, they did Batman v Superman together. And apparently they're really good friends off set. But I'm actually excited for this show. Like Tales from the Walking Dead, I'm curious about what it could become because they do have a really good cast assembled for those anthology episodes. But like The World Beyond didn't really do it for me. I do really enjoy Fear the Walking Dead, and I am liking the regular Walking Dead nowadays, but this one I'm actually more curious about than the Daryl and Carol show. As much as I love Norman Reedus, I don't know how much I want to. I'm going to watch that show because I'm a Walking Dead nut, but this one I'm very excited for. Is it because I really love Negan? Yes, it is. But it's also because I can't wait to see what they do with New York City in a zombie apocalypse. Can't wait to see what this means for the future of Negan and Maggie. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this show that I'm very curious to see, and it's apparently going to come out sometime in the fall of next year. So that's fascinating. Look, love it or hate it, I'm all in on the Walking Dead stuff. I've watched it since season 2, and of course I went back and got it. I've got all the comic books. I'm a huge fan of Robert Kirkman's world, so I'm going to keep watching until the wheels fall off this thing. The last story broke yesterday, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. The Obi-Wan trailer finally came out. It feels like we've been waiting 75 years for this. At first it was a movie directed by the... I can't remember his freaking name, but first it was a movie, and then it became a TV show. Then it was like an 8-episode TV show. Now it's a 6-episode TV show, but it's finally here. It's happening. Ewan McGregor's coming back as Obi-Wan. You don't see Darth Vader in this trailer, which I thought was awesome, because you don't need to see him. You hear his breathing at the end with the title card showing up, but you don't need to see him. You do, however, see the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels, who is played by the great Jason Isaacs. I'm not sure who's playing him in this. It's definitely not Jason, but he looks badass. He looks awesome, and so do the other Inquisitors. You see I always forget their names. They're all like brothers and sisters. The one brother from Rebels, you see him for a quick second. I think that's Sung Kang from Fast and Furious. I think that's who he's playing. You see Joel Edgerton as, Luke's uncle. You see a little Luke playing out in Tatooine with Obi-Wan keeping an eye on him. I'm so stoked for this show. Like the next 2 shows on Disney Plus are my most anticipated for the entire year. Moon Knight, and then right after Moon Knight, we get Obi-Wan. Those are my top 2. Can't wait to see both of them. This trailer looks incredible. Ewan portrays Obi-Wan in such a magnificent way. He looks like he's in a really bad mental state. Like, he's not talking throughout the trailer. It looks like he's like going to a psych ward at one point in the trailer. He's got like a straight jacket on. It's just, I can't wait. And they're like hanging people in Tatooine, the Inquisitors. I bet that's what makes Luke's uncle like not want him to find out about all this stuff. He's like, whoa, don't get involved or you'll die. We all thought he was kind of being an asshole in the New Hope, but I think this is going to kind of lighten up the uncle, especially with Joel Edgerton playing. Who doesn't love Joel Edgerton? This trailer looks great. All this news, really exciting stuff for me personally. Can't wait to see what you guys think of it down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so we can keep growing this channel out towards 200 subscribers. We're going to have lots of cool stuff coming out this weekend. We're going to have, the new Ryan Reynolds movie. We're going to be talking about that. The Adam Project. I almost said Fallout Boy, but... I don't know, maybe I should go listen to their music while I edit this video. But the Adam Project will have a review this weekend, so will the new Pixar film Turning Red, even though Disney kind of makes me not want to watch it with their shitty attitude lately down in Florida. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for all that content coming up. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys right here next week on Shane's World.